Well, let's go over and be joined by Professor Dibu Ojerinde, who is the Registrar of JAMB, and to get his response on some of the allegations making the round. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Could you just explain this policy of JAMB to us, because many don't seem to understand what exactly JAMB is doing at this time?
Well, let me thank you for that question. First of all, I want to let you know that the University of Lagos has its standards. All the universities have standards, and it depends on the number of applicants that are into their institution. When we make a rule at the policy meeting that nobody 180 is the cut-off point, it does not mean that all 180 scholars should be called for constituency. The University of Lagos has a standard, and the standard is being maintained. Nobody can reduce that standard. Ibadan has a standard. Whereas we have standards. And we know from my experience that some of these things is called 240 cannot be admitted. I give you a typical example of what 2013, 9,720 candidates applied to study medicine in University of Benin. Only 19 candidates were finally admitted. When I say 9,720, these 9,720 scored 200 and above. In the University of Lagos, I can break it. Even in 2013, for medicine, 6,798 scored 200 and above, and only 159 candidates were admitted. The same thing is true of the University of Ilorin. 10,526 scored above above 180 to study accountancy. The University of Ilorin admitted only 159. What of the remaining 9,000 and so on? We have about 10,000. All these things have been put into consideration over a period of time. And we now had a meeting. I'm sorry that Dr. didn't get it right. He said that we did not consult anybody. Well, we consulted those who matter and those who know the problems. Again, I want to tell Dr. Father, forgive Dr. for he knows not what he is saying. If he has come to JAMB, let us show him the data. But the degree of messages going on, we will have appreciated our effort.
Okay, I hear what you say, but let me understand too, and perhaps shed some light on this matter for us. When you say that JAMB is going to, because that's what is being published, you will redistribute candidates who scored, I think 180, I don't know why I keep saying to it. You will redistribute candidates who scored above 180, but who scored less than the cutoff marks of their first choice university. What does that mean?
Right. You see, for example, let me give you an example. The University of Lagos has 9,000 applicants for medicine. The University of Lagos needs only 150 candidates. These 9,000 candidates scored more than 200 or 200 and above. You want the University of Lagos to gather all of them together and endlessly conduct admission until other universities can no longer admit them. The delay in admitting these candidates into other institutions, the way it's going on has been studied. And we have done this copiously to the Vice Chancellor, to the Committee of Vice Chancellors, about the work that is going on, about the delay that are going on. And we agree.
Prof, we seem to be having some interference, and so it's distorting the point you're making. So we'll hope that we'll get that sorted, such that you can make your views uninhibited with channel noise, as we say in journalism. But Prof, yes, we also have heard what you said now, but part of their grounds is, first they say universities do not hold, they don't conduct their post-UTME at the same time. that if JAMB really wanted to help the students by redistributing those who may not get admission after their first choice universities, why can't this be done after they have done their post-UTME in the schools of their choice, and then JAMB can take it from there, rather than JAMB sending them to do post-UTME in the schools that they never applied for?
What you are saying there is that they should do as many post-UTMEs as possible. They will run from Lagos to Calabar, from Calabar as this man says. In any case, we are distributing them among the institutions in their zone. For example, all the waste people that will express experience in Unilag, we have now sent them to institutions in Southwest. The federal institutions that have not gotten enough candidates for medicine, the federal institutions that have not gotten enough candidates for agri, for whatever.
Again, your response is distorted because we didn't hear the...
If you want Lagos, you cannot get Lagos. Go to Abeokuta.
Professor,
you're accepting the candidate.
Professor, what the students are saying, if we may come in here, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, yes. Prof, what the students are saying is that it would seem the JAMB is forcing them to institutions that they did not apply for. That's on the one hand. You say that you only redistribute after you score less than the cutoff point for your first choice. But they are saying that it doesn't matter because when they write post-UTME, the score is usually added to their original score from JAMB, and oftentimes they make it through. That JAMB is not letting them take that second opportunity to meet the cutoff.
Yeah. And I'm saying he has gotten the statistics to prove that. I have the statistics to prove that it is not true. I have candidates who scored 240 and above, about 1,000 of them who scored 240 and above, and they could not be taken because there are no spaces in those institutions.
The question then is, why isn't JAMB doing this as a subtle suggestion? Why does it look like JAMB is imposing these universities on them?
No, we are not imposing. We are telling them, you cannot get the place in Unilag, even if you scored 270. Why don't you consider another university nearby? And that's all. If they don't want to go, they don't have to go.
But the thing is, it would seem that you're also precluding them from writing the post-UTME.
Yeah, we will, because we don't want to waste the time of the children, we don't want to waste their energy, we don't want to waste their scores.
They say it's their time. Why should JAMB decide for them?
Unilag has a carrying capacity of 9,000. And 43,000 candidates scored 200. Take away 9,000. The remaining 36,000 or thereabouts, 34,000 candidates are wasted. And there are institutions that have not got enough candidates. We are not saying pay for the distribution. We are helping the candidates. And I'm sure if he knows that this is what he can do, he will not have put them on the street. I think the two is getting it wrong.
But he's saying, Prof, I don't know if you understand what it is. Prof, can you hear me?
Yes, now.
Yes. I don't understand. I don't know if you understand the point he was trying to make. Now, they claim that the scores that you get from JAMB does not, they see it as a first half in a football game, and that the post-UTME scores will ultimately determine whether or not they would qualify as students in that particular school. You are depriving them from competing in the second half of the entrance examination.
No. Let me.
That's what you're doing.
All applicants to Nigerian universities, all applicants for the UTME are applicants to all Nigerian universities in the first instance. But they have a choice of where they want to go. In any case, we now consider the zone of where they want to go to redistribute them, to help them, instead of wasting their time and wasting our own time, even in Unilag, and wasting the resources of Unilag to pursue them. If they go to where they have hope. They want to be endlessly delayed, waiting. Let me tell you, some universities did not complete admission until July. for 2014, 2015. I don't want to name them, but there are. July this year, such candidates bought forms again. They sat down for the UTME, and now their results are out again. Of course, they have been admitted into such universities. They didn't know this until July. Is that what you want in this country?
The question is...
Let us change. We met the Committee of Vice Chancellors. We explained this to them. We showed them the statistics. And they said, oh, is this reasonable? Let us distribute the candidates. And that's all. Like when you say that somebody got 210 in position, he's got 2 in JAMB or the other way around, I think that is very, very incongruent. It's not, from our own statistics, it's not true.